Founder of VReel Co. How did you end up here?
Good question. I think we have to go back to my previous business, which is a small marketing agency. I had a number of small clients that needed drone footage but didn't have the budget, and I was contemplating buying a drone to solve this problem but needed an extra way to make money from it. And then I came up with the idea of VReel, where we have on one end the content creators, which get value drone footage, and they can get it from anywhere around the world to meet their production needs. And then on the other side you have drone pilots who can upload their footage in return for monetary remuneration, and then it makes the whole process a value exchange where everybody's getting something out of it.
Great. And do you have any previous background working in the tech field?
No previous background. Just an idea and a desire to make this happen, and learning on the job. You know, one of these that you do anything at all costs to make this work. So you are up at night reading books, blogs, whatever, to get the knowledge and experience to make it happen.
Do you think that your non-tech background is like positive or negative? Is it beneficial for you in any way that you don't come from a tech background?
I think it has both positive and negative aspects to it. Positive aspects are that I come with a fresh perspective, and it means that I put the product first in terms of function and features and functionality. I don't get caught up on what's going on with the back end and the code and the restrictions, and I think that's good because it gives a fresh perspective on what we wanted for our vision. Negative aspects, obviously then I don't fully know the scope of work that goes on behind the scenes to make that happen. But having found a really great technology partner, we've managed to make it work where we have strong communication between our vision and their work and what they're actually doing. So it's worked out well. It's a good partnership, which made me not having a technology background possible.
And as you are coming from like the client side of things, how is that like visible in your product?
Coming from the client side has given us the unique perspective of how to create a product which is going to meet the needs of multiple industries, but within our background, which was a marketing agency, we first sort of zoomed in on what would meet our needs, and then we broadened it from there in terms of meeting the client's expectations and an offering which would bring them value in lots of different areas. And that was something we wouldn't have been able to do if we hadn't had that experience previously.
What would your advice be to all these thousands of people who are currently like working for someone else but dreaming about starting their own business?
I think being an entrepreneur isn't easy. So in that respect, I think it's important to try to validate. If you have an idea, for example, that you're dreaming of starting a business based on this idea which you think solves the problem, try to validate that problem before you take the big dive off of the cliff and go for it. Just because when you start a business, if you haven't got investment, which we don't, we're funding it ourselves, it can put a lot of financial strain on you if you don't have other sources of income whilst you're building your product, because it's not going to go from one day to the next making you a fortune. It's going to be a slow process, and you don't want to get it wrong. You don't want to say, oh, we're going to be making money by this date, so I'll quit my job. And then it turns out that it's going to take 6 months longer, and now you're without any income. So I think it's important to have some feasibility studies, or at least send out surveys and get feedback on the idea, tell everybody about it and see what they say, see if it is a good idea.
Who would be like a good validation? Is it your best friends and family, or you need to go a bit broader?
I think you would go broader. Friends and family are great, and they're your first place to go, because of course they believe in you, but that can also skew their bias towards pushing you to do it. So reach out to industry professionals, get on LinkedIn, connect with people that are in the industry that whatever your business or your idea is going to be a part of, and question them, tell them your idea, find out what they think, and ask for honest, candid feedback, because that's the best feedback you're going to get. You don't want just to hear people patting you on the back and telling you it's a fantastic idea, you're going to do great things. You want the other side of things, because then you can actually create a product which meets everyone's needs.
And as a last question, what is happening at VReel right now? What are you working on?
At VReel right now, we are finalizing the very last few parts of the platform for version 1. So we're actually, the client-facing part of the platform is finished. We're working on the back-end admin part for us to make our job a little bit more easier with regards to moderating videos and making our workflow more efficient. And whilst we're doing that, we're still approaching pilots, getting footage onto the platform so we can reach our critical mass, which is the number of videos which we think provides enough value for people to start paying for memberships. Hey everyone, thanks for watching this first episode of Founder Friday. If you have any questions or you'd like to see something in next week's episode, please comment down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next one.